Hey everyone, good afternoon. I am here with my good friend and client Onawa Linden from Proof Marketing. And I've been working with Onawa on her sales process and with her team for the last couple months. Onawa and I usually meet once a week for a mastermind, and we talk about business and sales and strategy. And we could honestly talk all day about this, but we know we have work to get done. So instead of just doing a post, we wanted to actually put a video together and just talk about her experience in real time and hopefully inspire all of you out there in your sales strategies. So I'll kind of let you talk now, but I want to hear about your experience. Prior to us working together, you had shared some of the frustrations that you had in the sales process. Wanted to make sure that you were capturing all of your clients, running a seamless sales process, and really wanted to get strong results for 2024. So I just thought in the next couple minutes, we could talk a little bit about the success you had, how you went from zero to closing a 50K deal within 2 weeks, and some of the strategies that helped you in hopes that we can help others that are watching.
Definitely. Thanks, Jillian.
Of course.
So I own a marketing agency, Proof Marketing, and I actually started this business and really didn't have any business or sales experience per se. I didn't go to school for business or sales, and I was never technically trained. So everything I've done is just kind of self-taught, and I think I'm naturally good at sales. Yeah, like you as a kid on the farm and doing the things. It's me too. Like I'd have a garage sale, or I'd sell lemonade, or I had a ice cream business when I was 11.
Yeah.
So I just taught myself because I was hungry for money. So I just figured it out.
Yes.
So in my business, I have been really successful with sales. And again, it naturally came to me, and then I started getting better at it. But along the way, I didn't realize I was missing some things. So when we met, Jillian came by my office one day and was like, "Hey, can I office here?" And I was like, "Yeah, you're awesome. And you have this amazing energy." So when we actually met the first time, I was like, I have to be around this woman more because we just vibe. And it's true, when we get together on our masterminds, this is how this came up yesterday. We were sitting here and we're like, we should just have a camera on because all these ideas are so amazing. And we're just the energy is just exploding all the time.
Completely.
Yes. So I asked Jillian to kind of coach me and my team. And because I have two other salespeople, and actually anyone on my team can do sales, because I say this business is my team's business. So if our designer wants to sell or whoever, everybody gets commission. So I want everyone to feel that benefit. So I wanted Jillian to train our whole team on her sales process, because in meeting with her, I was just learning a lot about loopholes where I was missing things. So, and a big piece was the objections. So I have lots of leads, and I know it's a numbers game, but I feel like I continue to lose them because I'm not good at the objection part, or how to bring them back. And I know sales, marketing, everything is psychology. Absolutely. So that's where I really tried to do that. And in my agency, we actually market with empathy and authority and clarity and simplicity. Those are kind of our core pieces. Story brand. So with that, a lot of what Jillian was saying was making sense. So she came and trained our team and went through that. We all had a bunch of questions. And so then I tried, in that I saw some gaps. So then the next week we had a big proposal with a big client in Oklahoma selling dog treats. Yeah, natural dog treats. So I was like, okay, I'm going to try this. So I actually have my notes with me here. And I was really excited because I was prepared ahead of time. And then after I called Jillian, I'm like, oh my gosh, I tried this stuff and it worked. So she gave me some great ideas on how to be prepared ahead of time for some of the objections. And so I did that. And so first of all, I knew how much the client probably wanted to shoot for every month. So $100K a month. So I was like, okay, you're at 20 right now. Okay, let's crunch those numbers. Yep. If in 1 year we get you making $100K a month, in 3 months or something like that, then you're paying us, it's like a $60,000 whatever contract. Then how much are we costing you in the long run? What percentage is that? And really it was 8% or something like that, because we closed her at 50. But I crunched these numbers because during the proposal call, I had that. I'm like, okay, so you want to be at 100K? Well, in the long run, when you stretch our thing out, it's going to be $2,500 a month. And so that's 8% or whatever it was. And she was like, oh yeah. And then it doesn't feel as bad, like that. expense.
Yeah.
And then I was guaranteeing that guarantee kind of thing too. It's like, if I can guarantee this, then how does that make you feel as well? So I put in some guarantees because I know our work will raise her sales. And then I had other ideas for like a hybrid on if she didn't like the contract this way, then maybe we could do this. And I had different options prepared. Also, I do some trade with clients because I like to not eat her products, but have her products. My staff all have dogs. So I'm like, can you send us, $200 worth of treats every month? And then we're going to put our name on your website on the footer. And then, we both get value out of that.
The
and
give
then,
get that we talked about.
And then I get to, try her product. Or if it is a clothing client or a food, restaurant, then I get to, taste, feel all these things with the products. Then we're writing their content. So we actually are, we know for a fact that's what this product is. So I really like that as well. And then they feel valued because they're like, oh, they actually want to use my product.
Absolutely.
So we're both valuing each other.
I love that.
So being prepared with that, and then some other ideas. So I call it a partnership too with trade. And then what else?
We had talked a little bit now too in the training about mindset.
Yeah.
So having the, getting paying what you're worth and how that's going to benefit your client and then you as well.
Oh yeah. So I raised the price too. So when I was crunching my numbers, me and my sales team got together and we're like, oh, I was like, how many hours do you actually put in on this marketing calendar for our clients? One of our PMs. And she's like, and we're charging $1,000 for it. And then we broke it down and she's like, I'm in there at least 2 hours a week per client with, all this. It was like, we had raised it to $3,500 because it was like, okay, we're definitely losing money here. So that helped us a lot.
Good.
And I really feel like, when you raise your prices, for instance, another thing I asked you about was the confidentiality clause in our proposals, because I was like, how do I sell my proposal? Because we have people that actually take our ideas and run with them and they don't sign the proposal. And that feels gross.
Absolutely.
So I'm like, how do we prevent that? So it's kind of a psychological thing too. We put in there at the top, we had the clause, but you helped us think through that and put, it's actually worth $100K.
Yes.
So then there was more value in that proposal. Not only like, don't steal our ideas, but two, they look at that and they're like, these ideas must be awesome. So again, psychology.
Yes.
So, and I at first was telling my PM, I'm like, let's put 50 because like, is somebody going to pay us for this? But it's not about that. It's about showing that value that is actually worth this.
And
so
that authority.
Awesome. Yes.
Good.
Authority.
Yes.
So we put that in all of them now. And we like actually bold some of those numbers and some of the verbiage so people don't miss it. Because I don't want our ideas to be stolen. And I think they are that valuable.
They are.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes. And the proposal too, you had mentioned that they wanted to tell their decision maker about the proposal and you had actually asked if you could be a part of that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yesterday was awesome. And I was really prepared for that as well. And also you helped us like organize our proposals more. So in the proposals, we put our authority video and a couple testimonials from our clients. We never had that in there before. And I was like, Jillian, how do we do this and help them to trust us more? And like, how do you get more in there? And she was like, why don't you put some reviews and video? And so that's been awesome too, because everything's digital. So in our meeting with the manager who is doing the marketing for this business, he's like, yeah, I've got to convince the decision maker, the owner of this. And I'm kind of the only one he trusts, he said. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. You must be very valuable to the company, and kind of talked about how long he'd been there and everything. So he's like, I'm going to take this to him and XYZ and convince him. And I said, hey, would it be helpful if we had you down to the office and, talked through some of these questions he might have and actually present everything to him? I said, we have a big screen. It'll show that we have an office for him to come to. And again, kind of show our authority that we're like here in the community. I own a building. I have employees. He'll see that we're legit, and that alone has authority. Absolutely. But then also he'll get to hear from our whole team. And, I learned that from you too. Just like try to get with the decision makers. That's who's going to do it. And the manager is not going to be able to convince him like I will.
They don't know proof the way you do.
Right. Or our services.
Absolutely.
And I know we wowed him because he was like, oh, when I show him this and just how organized you guys are and you have this back to us in 5 days, that was the other thing. You're like, how long is your process? You know, like how quickly can you get from discovery to proposal to contract? And it's like closing those doors quicker because not only does it show that you're organized and on top of things, but that, you know what you're doing and you value their time and you want things done quick.
And it's a purview, right? Of like, if she did this with us in the sales process, this is how she's going to treat us as a client.
Right. And then I'm taking time serious,
Yes.
you know, and then it's like, oh, they valued me. They got this to me so fast.
Exactly.
And this guy I know had been looking at other agencies as well. So I feel like we have a step up there because it sounds like we got to it first.
Yes.
And then actually today too, I didn't tell you this piece, but we put in a big bid for the state. And I found the decision maker's email. So I wrote him after we put in our bid in this whole big, you know, software for the state that is not personal at all. Yeah. So I found out who it was and I messaged him yesterday and said, hey, I'm just following up because we put it in like on Wednesday. So it left a couple days. And I said, just following up to see when you and your team are going to start scheduling reviews or interviews. And so I was just telling him like, you're going to review us. Yes. You know, I didn't say if you're going to, I said when.
It was assumptive.
Yes. And then he wrote me back almost immediately and was like, hey, thanks for checking back in. It's been crazy. It's conference season, but we're excited to get a hold of you most likely next week.
Yes.
Something like that. And I sent it to the team. I said, we're in.
Amazing.
You know,
I'm so happy. I'm so proud.
Yes.
So happy for you guys.
Yes, thank you.
And if we were to kind of put a nice bow on everything, now I know that you had gotten your 50K deal and you have some other ones, but one of the things we talked about in the training is attracting that clientele, you know, that ICP. And so now your team can work more efficiently and really be focused on the right activities. And so do you, I guess, how do you feel like this process has helped you guys as far as like where you focus and sort of your efficiency on those clients that you want to attract?
Yeah. Well, it's interesting you say that. And I think I talked to you about that too. We're kind of having like a cleaning out of clients right now where a lot of the smaller ones are dropping off or clients aren't signing back on. But it's really great because we are making space for a lot of bigger clients. And like we talked about niche, we definitely have some niches and other books I'm reading too. It's like focus on a couple niches like this. Yeah, take in a couple other things, but once you focus on that, it's all going to come. And then you're the expert and the authority in that industry. So we're refining that as well, big time, and changed it on the website and everything as well. The other thing too was for that 50K close. Yeah. So we thought she was golden after that call. She needed to talk to the other owner. And then I thought she'd get back to us like the very next day, you know? And so I ended up calling her because she was going to sign the contract. That's what it was. And she didn't sign. So I was like, I'm just going to call her. So I called her and I used some of your tools as well. Like, what are some of your concerns about, you know, signing the contract with us? And so I was trying to use empathy to then kind of have that personal touch to be like, yeah, what's wrong? Like, what are your fears? And they needed a new freezer or something like that. And so I was like, well, you said you wanted to be to 100K. We want to get you there in a couple months. Yeah. You know, if you just invest now on this, you're going to get to that 100K quicker and get 3 new freezers, you know? And so I was kind of putting things into perspective for her as well. And doing that with confidence, but using empathy as well.
Exactly. And sometimes we just have to connect the dots for people. We need to just lay it out there and connect those dots.
Yeah.
So
and she literally signed within the next hour.
Amazing.
Yeah. It's awesome.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Thank you for, you know, taking that information and implementing it. It's one thing to get information, but it's another to actually implement it.
Oh, I have to tell you one more thing.
Okay.
So yesterday, Jillian, too, I have an awesome client who's been with us for years. Well, she didn't sign back on. And I was like, how do I get her back on? Because I know we help her, and how can we continue this relationship? So she, Jillian said, like, how do I go back when she's like, I don't want to sign anymore. Things have just changed, the budget, whatever. How do I kind of convince her to stay with us? Because I love this client. And you said, tell her about like, you know, we handle all of this now. And you're going to have to handle this. What does this look like in a couple months if you aren't doing your own marketing? And are you going to be able to keep up? And, you know,
what's your plan?
Yeah, what's your plan? And I know they just closed like 4 or 5 new deals, like houses. It's a real estate agency. So it's like, are you going to be able to keep up? Not to say that it's all on us that helped them get there, but the word's out about them, you know? And we give her tons of advice on how to do her social and stuff too. And I see it and she does it. So is she going to continue and have those reminders? Because we do strategy with her and stuff too. So that helped as well. You're giving me the tools to be like, I'm like, what should I say? Or when I signed up for that deal and I was like, they want $5,000 right now for a training. And I was texting her and I'm like, oh, which credit card? Oh my gosh, do I have that right now? And Jillian said, ask for a payment plan. And I know from sales, they had that in their back pocket and I knew what they were doing.
Yes.
But then I literally couldn't say no to them because they were so good at their sales process. So I'm learning that.
Good. And you had actually shared a lot of what they did in their sales process.
Yes.
You're like, what you're teaching me is exactly what they were doing. And so you could see the advice I was giving you actually in real time on the phone call that you were
closing
having.
me.
Yeah, closing you.
Yeah.
So
it totally works. So thank you very much. It's been great. And we're going to learn more. And the team's excited to continue to learn and grow too. And we're not going to have any more no's.
Yes.
That's the goal.
That's the plan. We're going to keep on this journey. But I hope all of you watching really enjoyed this. Now and I are going to be doing a LinkedIn Live here on March 29th. So feel free to join in. If I can help with anything sales related, please feel free to reach out to me. And, if anything marketing related, you've got Onawa here from Proof Marketing as a resource as well. Thanks so much for your time. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.